is Henry Simon bringing you another story from my files here at the Missing Persons Bureau.
In these stories of the Missing Persons Bureau, dramatized for Henry Simon, names and addresses have, for obvious reasons, been changed. In one moment, the search for Helena Carradine. Address unknown. Address unknown. Brought to you by Colgate-Palmolive, makers of Colgate Dental Cream, Palmolive Shaving Cream, Ajax the Foaming Cleanser, and Super Fab with Wonder White. And here again is Henry Simon.
2 years ago it was, early May, very bright sunny morning. As I'm accustomed, I got to the office early, before any other members of the staff. I was surprised to find that the door of my office was open. I entered, closing the door behind me.
Mr. Simon?
I was so surprised I started. I hadn't seen the man in the wing chair. I turned at the sound of his voice and saw a tall, good-looking figure in the act of rising. He was well-dressed, dark, a good head of hair. His face was lean. He was wearing an RAF tie and sunglasses. I knew his name was Carradine.
Good morning. Sorry to give you a fright like that.
Oh, how do you do, Mr. Carradine? You're early. Your appointment isn't till 9 o'clock.
Oh, I do hope you'll forgive me barging into your office like this. I'm very poor at killing time. I arrived early. I thought I'd wait here.
That's quite all right. Would you like to come and sit opposite me?
I find this chair very comfortable. If that's all right with you, Mr. Simon.
Of course. Do sit down. Now then, what's the trouble, Mr. Carradine?
It's my wife. She's disappeared.
Oh, dear, I'm sorry to hear that. Would you like to tell me the circumstances surrounding her disappearance?
Well, I'll tell you what I can, which is very little. It was 3 days ago. I got home from the office, and she's usually... silly of me, still using the present tense. She was usually, I should say, waiting for me. On Tuesday night, she wasn't. I thought at first she was late getting back from shopping or seeing friends, but the evening wore on, and Helena didn't turn up. I asked the staff if they knew where she was. Flippy, she's more like a member of the family than a servant, told me that Helena, that's my wife, had packed a bag earlier that afternoon.
And your wife didn't say where she was going?
No. And the funny thing is, her car was still in the garage.
You think if she'd been contemplating a long journey, she'd have taken the car?
No, if she'd been going anywhere, she'd have taken it, normally.
I see. Her disappearance is a complete mystery to you.
Absolutely.
You hadn't quarreled?
No.
The aftermath of a quarrel some time ago, perhaps?
I think not. We're very happily married.
And the fact that she packed some of her things has led you to believe that her disappearance is voluntary. You don't think she's been abducted or kidnapped?
If I thought she'd been taken away against her will, this would be a matter for the police.
Quite so. How long have you been married, Mr. Carradine?
I always have to think about this. Since 46, that's...
13 years?
Yes.
Happily, you say?
Mr. Simon, ours was an ideal marriage.
And you've no idea why your wife should suddenly leave home like that?
None.
Money troubles, perhaps?
Mr. Simon, I'm a very wealthy man. My wife had everything.
These questions have to be asked, Mr. Carradine. You understand that?
No, of course.
Another man, perhaps?
No.
How can you be so sure?
I know my wife.
But not well enough to know the reason for her disappearance. What about relatives, Mr. Carradine? Have you contacted your wife's family?
I have. They were both surprised and distressed to hear about what's happened.
I see. And your friends?
They know nothing. I've been into all that very thoroughly. Ran into a brick wall. And, well, here I am.
What line of business are you in, Mr. Carradine?
I'm a factory owner. Plastics. Novaplas. May have heard of it.
Oh, yes. Anything from toothbrushes to household furnishings.
I started up after the war. My wife and I struggled together for a long time, but it was a worthwhile struggle. Now, this.
Did you meet your wife during the war?
Yes, I was injured during one of the last big daylight bombing raids on Berlin. I spent a long time in hospital. She was a nurse there. It's thanks to her that I've got what I have. There were times when I thought I was no good for anything anymore. It was she who gave me the courage to carry on fighting. I want her back, Mr. Simon, because what I've got is worth nothing without her.
I quite understand. Have you any children?
No, just Helen and myself.
Did you bring a picture with you?
No, I didn't.
Could you have one sent to me?
Well, it's going to be a little awkward. I don't believe we have any pictures.
No snapshots, wedding photographs?
Strange as it sounds, Mr. Simon, no.
Oh. Well, can you describe her for us?
Yes. She's about 5'6", slender, has long, silky hair, very smooth complexion, and extraordinarily long eyelashes.
A brunette, fair,
Brunette.
colour of eyes?
Green. She's a very beautiful woman, Mr. Simon.
Well, it's not much to go on, Mr. Carradine. We'll do our best. Can I have your home address?
Certainly. 24 Abbey Road, St. John's Wood. And if you want to contact me by phone, you'll find us in the book. But I'll keep in close touch with you.
You've tried the relatives, you've called your friends. Isn't it possible that they may be hiding her?
For what reason, Mr. Simon?
I don't know. But in this business, Mr. Carradine, we come across some very curious things. I think you'd better give me the addresses of family and your immediate circle of friends. Having done so, John Carradine left. I summed up what I'd learnt from him. It was distressingly meagre, as I pointed out to Agent Paul Studdy.
Yeah, she could be anywhere. I wonder if she's left the country.
Why do you say that?
Oh, a rich dame. Maybe took it into her head to visit the south of France, Costa Brava.
In May, start of the English summer.
Yeah, you got a point there. Still won't be any harm checking with the immigration authorities.
Well, I'll do that for you.
Well, I do what?
Yes, I see what you mean. Take your pick.
What was the servant's name again?
Carradine called her Flippy. Could be short for anything. Philippa, Miss Phillips.
Flippy. Well, maybe she knows more than she's telling. Anyway, we'll go dally a while with Flippy. I won't keep you long, just a few questions, you understand?
Yes.
Did Mrs. Carradine tell you where she was going?
No.
Did you help her pack?
Yes.
What did she take?
A suit, 3 dresses, shoes, underwear, night things, and 1 or 2 odds and ends, souvenirs and whatnot.
Souvenirs?
Yes, little things she had on her dressing table. There was a clock set in shatterproof glass, from the early days, I think, when they started in business.
Mm-hmm. And what else?
Sounds a silly thing, I know, but there was a Mickey Mouse toothbrush holder.
Plastic?
Yes.
Go on, anything else?
Yes, Mr. Carradine's RAF identification tags. They used to hang on a bit of string on Mrs. Carradine's mirror. Ever so fond of them she was.
I see. When you helped her pack, did she say anything to you about where she was going and why?
I've been over this 100 times with Mr. Carradine. She rang for me. I walked in and saw her crying.
I want you to help me pack, Flippy.
Why, what on earth's the matter?
It's nothing you would understand. I'm going away.
Something's upsetting you. What is it?
I just got to get away, that's all. And I must go now. Don't ask me why.
But this is so unlike you. Does Mr. Carradine know you're going?
No, that's why I'm going now. Before he comes back.
Oh, it's none of my business, but you and he... Well, you're so happy together. Why do you want to run away?
Because I've got to. Oh, don't ask me any more, Flippy.
Can't I make you change your mind?
No. This is the way it's to be.
But Mr. Carradine's going to be awfully upset. You're going off like this. This will hurt him terribly.
Yes. But the hurt would be much more if I stayed. Now, be a good girl and get me that soft-topped suitcase and hurry.
She cried like a baby when she left the house. I didn't know what to do. You see, it wasn't really any of my business. I mean, I'm only an employee here. I was in 2 minds whether to phone Mr. Carradine or not, but it would have been useless because by this time she'd have gone anyway. I was terrified of him coming home. I dreaded having to tell him.
Mm-hmm. And you say they were happy together?
Terribly. It's like I want it to be for me when I get married.
Did she walk, take a cab, or take a bus?
Taxi from the corner. There's a rank there.
Well, thanks, Phyllis.
Call me Flippy. Everybody else does.
Okay, Flippy. I better be going. Got a lot to do.
You will find her, won't you?
If I have to knock myself out in the process.
Well, that rules out the question of another man. If a woman's running off with her lover, she certainly wouldn't take things of sentimental value with her. Things like the clock, the toothbrush stand, and the identification tags.
I don't know. Women are strange creatures, you know, Chief, capable of some very funny things. How'd you make out with immigration?
Well, unless she's stowed away, she's still in the British Isles.
Somewhere among 60 million people. Never mind, I got a good lead from the fact that she took a taxi from the Rankin Abbey Road. That's my next move. Comb the taxi people.
Studdy spent the rest of that day on the phone, fruitlessly. It was about 11 the next morning by the time he'd ascertained which cabs were on the rank at the time of Mrs. Carradine's disappearance. He eventually found the man he was looking for and arranged to meet him at a Café de Mouvon, a coffee cart on wheels in Euston Road which catered for taxi drivers such as Mr. Ronald Baines.
Oh, make a nice cuppa here.
Yeah. Tell me, Mr. Baines, you were on the Rankin Abbey Road, St. John's Wood 4 days ago.
That's right.
You've been told that I'm looking for a woman you had as a fare. Picked her up about 4 o'clock or thereabouts.
That's right. So?
You remember then?
Oh, never forget a fare. Especially if the tip's right.
Oh, I get it. Cross my palm with folding money, eh?
Oh, I didn't say that. But I'm glad you brought it up.
Yeah.
Oh, Tar. What do you want to know?
Now, wait a minute, not so fast. The woman I'm looking for is...
I know. Crying her eyes out, she was. Got a soft-top suitcase with her, in a terrible state. I watched her walk towards the rank in me driving mirror. Where to, lady? Lady?
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yes?
Where to?
Oh, dear. Take me to the station.
Waterloo, King's Cross, Euston, Paddington, Victoria?
Euston. Yes, take me to Euston.
Anything else?
Did she say anything apart from what you've told me?
Oh, not another word, except to thank me. Oh, she was upset about something, all right. Very touching. Gave me a nice tip, though.
Yeah, from a financial point of view, you're very touching yourself.
Euston serves the west and northwest of England and also provides access to Northern Ireland.
Ireland?
Yes, the boat train from Liverpool. Oh, before I forget, Flippy phoned.
The Carradine soon. What does she want?
I don't know. I didn't speak to her. But apparently it's rather urgent. You better phone her right away. Here.
Thanks. What's the address of Mrs. Carradine's family?
They live in Chester.
Is Euston the station for Chester?
Yes.
Maida Vale, 9632.
Flippy?
Speaking.
Paul Studdy, Missing Persons Bureau. Something come up?
I don't know, really. It may be nothing at all.
Well, come on, let's have it.
It's the calendar on Mrs. Carradine's dressing table. There's a ring round tomorrow's date in pencil, a thick black ring, and a name, Renishaw. I hadn't noticed it before.
R-E-N...
I-S-H-A-W.
W, thanks. Does that mean anything to you? I mean, who's Renishaw?
Or maybe it's a place. I don't know.
Mr. Carradine home?
No, he's at the works.
All right, Flippy, and thank you.
I hope it helps. Bye.
Well, Studdy?
Does the name Renishaw ring a bell with you?
Not at all.
Well, do me a favor, Chief. While I'm out, check on it for me. Could be a person or a place name.
Where are you going?
The Novoplast factory. Going to see how Mr. John Carradine makes all his money.
The site of the Novoplast factory was at Brentford, not far from London Airport. It was an ultra-modern place, laid out in lawns and gardens, and the buildings were neat and compact. Studdy was ushered into the presence of the managing director, John Carradine.
Sit down, Mr. Studdy.
Thanks. Well, I'll get straight to the point. We've managed to trace your wife's movements as far as Euston Station. She took a cab there from the street outside your home. Any idea where she'd go from there?
Euston.
Her parents, maybe? Chester?
No, I checked there before coming to see you people.
Where, then? Do you mind if I smoke?
Oh, I don't know. No, go ahead.
For you?
No, thank you. I'll smoke one of these.
Light?
No, it's all right. I've got my own lighter here. Somewhere.
I'll use mine. Go on, take a light. Well, what are you waiting for? The flame's over here, Mr. Carradine. But you can't see it, can you? You're blind.
Henry Simon returns to continue the story in just a moment. You are listening to Address Unknown, presented by Colgate-Palmolive. And here again is Henry Simon.
John Carradine had fumbled for his lighter and failed to find it. He couldn't continue to ignore the light being offered to him by Studdy. He leaned forward expectantly, the cigarette in his mouth. But he'd turned in the wrong direction. The truth dawned on Studdy as he saw twin flames in the lenses of Carradine's dark glasses, which we'd mistaken for sunglasses.
Yeah, things fall into place now. Your early arrival at our offices before any of the staff, so that you could feel your way around, find a chair. And your description of your wife. Silky hair, smooth complexion, long eyelashes. All the things you knew by the sense of touch.
It's quite enough, Mr. Studdy. Now, please go.
Yeah, but why keep it such a secret?
I said, please go.
Why hide your disability?
Get out!
And why was he so angry? Strange. But what you've discovered also explains why he had no photos of Mrs. Carradine.
Yeah, a blind man has no use for photographs. Do you think we've lost a client?
No, I don't. Just because you stumbled across his secret, it doesn't follow that he doesn't want us to find his wife.
I didn't get around to asking him about Renishaw and the possible significance of tomorrow's date.
Well, here's a list of Renishaws transcribed from all the directories.
Thanks, Chief.
And these are the places. Villages in Wiltshire, Cuthbertshire, and Dorset.
Hey, now, wait a minute. Look at this. Renishaw, Sir Charles, eye specialist, 53 Wimpole Street. Now, this has possibilities.
Yes, could be worth your while. It's a logical tie-up. Blind man, eye specialist. But all self-respecting physicians have shut up shop by this time.
Okay, I'll make Wimpole Street my first call tomorrow.
Is that all?
Is that all what?
You missed a golden opportunity for a crack. At the expense of the Barretts and Robert Browning. I think Studdy was disappointed to find that Sir Charles Renishaw sported neither mutton chop whiskers nor a stiff wing collar and cravat. He was a youngish man, intrigued by the visit of the agent from the Missing Persons Bureau.
Most distressing. A lovely woman. I can't understand it.
Well, if the Carradine servant hadn't been so sharp, I wouldn't be here.
Go on, Mr. Studdy.
Well, there's a heavy black ring around today's date on Mrs. Carradine's dressing table calendar. There's also your name, Renishaw. Can you offer any explanation for that?
Yes, I can. Today I have an appointment with John Carradine at a nursing home. He's to undergo the last of a series of 3 operations. I'm going to perform the operation.
Oh, I see.
John Carradine has every chance of recovering his sight. You know he was blinded during the war. His aircraft was very badly shot about, and so was he. Flak exploded directly beneath the cockpit. He was so badly injured and shocked that the pupils of his eyes dilated to an extraordinary degree. A most unusual case. The purpose of the operations is to cause the pupils to contract back to their normal size. As I say, today's operation has everything in its favor. The 2 previous ops went according to plan, and today we hope that John Carradine will be able to see.
What do you mean he'll be able to see today?
Oh, no, Mr. Studdy. His eyes will be bandaged for quite some time. But when we remove the bandages, well...
I see. Tell me, Sir Charles, where did Carradine convalesce during the war? I mean, after he was shot up?
St. Dunstan's, Lytham St. Anne's, Lancashire. Helena Carradine was a nurse there.
And she nursed him, looked after him?
Yes.
And why does John Carradine go to such lengths to hide the fact that he's blind?
You know he's a self-made man. Very strong personality. Well, he's also terribly proud and extremely independent. For example, he wouldn't use a stick and scoffed at the idea of having a guide dog. He was determined that his sight would come back to him. It's a sort of mental block. You see, in his own mind, he's not really blind. He's never really accepted his blindness. He wouldn't admit that it was a handicap.
Well, wasn't that dangerous? I mean, a blind man can't go running around like people who have their sight.
Ah, but that's where Helena came in. She was his eyes. In the early days, before he got so independent, she did everything for him. Took him everywhere. Nowadays, of course, now that he's a wealthy businessman, he has a chauffeur who drives him from place to place and gets around much more easily.
I see. Now, they were married in 1946. That'd be after or during his convalescence.
Yes. Well, the ideal couple, I'd say. Mrs. Carradine has an extraordinary capacity for understanding her man. He's a difficult man, make no mistake. He even rouses me on occasions.
Yeah, but the Carradine servant says that their home life was particularly happy.
I can well believe it. Carradine adores Helena, and she adores him.
Why should she suddenly take off like that, without telling anybody where she's going or why?
That, Mr. Studdy, is a question I'm afraid I can't answer. I don't know, I'm sorry.
And the operation's today. Now, when do you think the bandages will come off?
Oh, I should think in about 10 days' time, about the 26th.
And do you think Carradine will be able to see?
If all goes well, yes.
Well, the next thing I suggest is that you check on relatives and friends. They may be hiding her.
Okay, Chief. I'll keep you posted.
I didn't hear from Studdy for almost a week. During his absence, I contacted Sir Charles Renishaw to find out how Carradine's operation had gone. I was told that it went according to plan. I was getting anxious about Studdy when he phoned.
Look, Chief, I'm in a terrible hurry. I'm at Euston Station. I've got a train to catch. It leaves any minute. I've checked on all the relatives, mother and father, aunts and uncles, the works. And I've been through the complete list of the Carradines' close friends. I've just had me a great idea.
Well, tell me about it. Where are you going?
Sorry, Chief, got to run. There goes my train.
Oh, dear. This time, Studdy was away for a further 2 days. There was no phone call, no telegram, no indication whatsoever of his whereabouts. And then in the early afternoon of the 9th day, he burst into my office.
Hello, Chief.
Where on earth have you been to get a tan like that? The south of France?
No, Lytham St. Anne's, a genteel seaside resort for the aged and sick people. There's a St. Dunstan's hospital there, too.
Look, Studdy, sit down and tell me quietly.
Okay.
I don't know what on earth you're talking about.
Well, the long and short of it is, I've found Helena Carradine.
Where?
I just told you, St. Dunstan's, Lytham St. Anne's. She was working there as a nurse.
And what stroke of genius took you to Lytham St. Anne's?
Well, during my routine checking, I found myself in the vicinity of Euston Station. You know the travel posters outside?
Yes, go on.
Well, there was one for Blackpool, the Tower, Circus, Fun and Frolics, and right next to it, there was another poster. Quiet, sedate, advertising the leisure to be found at Lytham St. Anne's. The taxi driver dropped Mrs. Carradine at Euston. Lytham St. Anne's, Euston, St. Dunstan's. Get it? It was a chance worth following up, and it paid off.
Now, this is splendid news. Where is she?
She's outside.
Well, bring her in.
Okay, but prepare yourself for a shock.
Why, what's wrong?
You'll see. Will you come through, Mrs. Carradine? Mrs. Carradine, this is Henry Simon.
How do you do, Mr. Simon?
I hoped I didn't appear rude, but I was very taken aback. Carradine had described his wife as beautiful. Sir Charles Renishaw had called her a lovely woman. But she was plain. Very plain. Almost ugly.
Henry Simon returns to conclude the story in just a moment. You are listening to Address Unknown, brought to you by Colgate-Palmolive, makers of Colgate Dental Cream, Palmolive Soap, Ajax the Foaming Cleanser, and Super Fab with Wonder White. And here again is Henry Simon.
I quickly recovered from my shock, and Mrs. Carradine told us her story.
You see, Mr. Simon, my husband has never seen me. He thinks I'm a beautiful woman. While he was blind, I was safe, but the last of his operations was drawing close. I was afraid. Don't misunderstand me. I was happy for my husband. I knew how he longed for his sight. But I was afraid of the sight of myself. I panicked, having nursed my fear for a long time, and ran. It was only in the taxi that I decided to go back to nursing. But Mr. Studdy here persuaded me to return to London. I realized that I can't run away from this thing all my life. That's all.
I think you're a very brave woman, Mrs. Carradine. I suggest we make an arrangement for you to see your husband tomorrow. That's when Sir Charles is removing the bandages. I put the proposition to Sir Charles Renishaw, and he agreed to the meeting. Studdy and I accompanied Mrs. Carradine to the clinic in Harley Street, where we were met by Sir Charles.
Ready, Mrs. Carradine?
Yes. Can he see?
Yes, he can.
Thank you.
A visitor for you, Mr. Carradine.
Helen.
Oh, my dear.
Sir Charles Renishaw smiled and closed the door on the couple. And now, as always, this is Henry Simon inviting you to meet me here again, and for the present, bidding you au revoir.
Colgate-Palmolive invites you to listen next Friday evening at 8 o'clock when Henry Simon will introduce another story in their gripping and unusual series, Address Unknown.
This is Henry Simon, bringing you another story from my files here at the Missing Persons Bureau.
In these stories of the Missing Persons Bureau, dramatized for Henry Simon by Ross Napier, names and addresses have, for obvious reasons, been changed. In one moment, the search for James Rothwell Sutherland. Address unknown. And here again is Henry Simon.
The staccato clatter of machine gun fire broke the stillness of the dawn. Everywhere, khaki-clad men dived for cover, flattening themselves upon the desert sand as a deadly hail of lead combed the area. A second machine gun opened fire, but they were sitting ducks, 30 British soldiers behind the enemy lines. Caught unawares, they had very little or no chance indeed to fight back. Of their 3 trucks, the first in line exploded with a roar. Then the second, and 17 men lay dead where they had fallen. Then it happened. From under cover of the remaining truck, a man emerged, the top half of his body bare, his left leg spurting blood from 2 separate wounds. Stumbling, staggering, he ran blindly in the direction of the first machine gun, miraculously surviving its lethal blast. 30 yards away, he pulled the firing pin out of a grenade, flinging it hard and high. The first machine gun spoke no more, and with not a moment's hesitation, the bleeding figure charged the second. It was over almost before it had begun. All was still again, as the lone one turned his back upon the silent guns and abruptly fell face downwards in the sand.
Yes?
You sent for me, Major?
Yes. Come in, Lieutenant. Sit down.
Thank you, sir.
Well, how is he?
He'll pull through.
Fine. And the leg?
It's been removed. There was no hope of saving it. Completely shot to pieces. How he kept on as long as he did, I'll never know.
A very brave young man.
I've never seen a braver one, sir. Without any doubt, he saved the lives of 12 men, mine included.
At the same time, putting 2 machine guns out of action?
If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes, I'd never have believed it possible. He ran straight at them, sir, directly into their fire. It's a miracle he's alive to tell the story. A miracle and nothing less.
He'll be cited, of course.
To my way of thinking, there's no medal big enough.
There is one, perhaps. I'm recommending him for the Victoria Cross.
Thus did Corporal James Rothwell Sutherland attain the undisputed but coveted status of hero. Invalided home minus a leg, he was duly summoned to Buckingham Palace, where the Victoria Cross was pinned to his chest by the King. His feat was graphically described in the newspapers, and for a brief period in those dark days of war, he became a celebrity. Indeed, it is said that he was accorded more tributes and feted more lavishly than any V.C. winner before or since. It was, therefore, not very surprising that I remember his name so well when it was brought to my attention some 6 years later, in the August of 1948, by a caption in the Daily Chronicle. V.C. winner disappears.
Morning, Chief.
Oh, good morning, Study. You're in bright and early.
Yeah, I figured it was time I tried catching the worm. What's new?
I was just reading about this fellow Sutherland.
Who?
James Rothwell Sutherland, V.C., one of our war heroes.
Oh, yeah, well, what about him?
Seems he's disappeared. There's an article about him here.
Hey, wasn't he the one who lost the leg?
In North Africa, yes. He stormed a couple of machine gun posts. Single-handed.
Yeah, I seem to remember hearing people speak about him.
Mm-hmm.
Where'd he disappear from?
His home, apparently. He was living with his parents up in Coventry.
Not married?
Well, there's no mention here of a wife.
How long's he been gone?
My dear Study, you remind me of myself interviewing a client. Here.
Oh, so. Yeah, 7 months, huh? Father's appealing for anyone who's seen or heard of him to come forward. Looks like a job for us. Maybe we ought to offer our services.
We've got more than enough jobs in our hands as it is, without canvassing for more. Which reminds me, you promised to let me have that Matheson report this morning.
Oh, yeah, so I did. I've got it drafted. I'll get Pauline to type it out.
After putting the newspaper aside, I duly forgot all about James Rothwell Sutherland and his reported disappearance, until a week later, when I was given very good cause to recall it. Yes?
Mr. Simon?
Yes?
Please forgive the intrusion. There was no one in the outer office, and I saw your name on the door.
My secretary's at lunch.
Oh, well, I wonder if you'd be so kind as to spare me a few minutes.
Certainly. Sit down, won't you?
I'll just close the door.
Oh, thank you.
Sutherland's my name, Frank Sutherland. I'm here about my son, Mr. Simon. You may have heard of him. James Rothwell Sutherland. He was a V.C. winner in the last war.
Tall and grey-haired, with straight, broad shoulders, Frank Sutherland then went on to verify the newspaper account of his son's disappearance, a grave frown clouding his well-shaped features.
Apart from his 2 years in the army, he lived at home all his life with his mother and myself. He was an only child.
He's not married, is he?
No, no.
Did he have a job of any kind?
Well, his ambition was to be a composer.
Of music?
Yes, he wrote a little poetry. No doubt you think it strange that a war hero should be interested in the gentler arts?
Not at all. Though I must admit I've never actually pictured him as a poet.
Well, it comes as a surprise to most people when they hear, those who don't know him, that is. However, he's never shown himself to be unduly gifted either as a composer or as a poet. He did write a few verses for some magazine or other. They sold 2 of his compositions to an American advertising firm, but other than that, he's had very little luck.
Has he no other occupation?
No. Being a moderately wealthy man, he doesn't really need one. His grandmother left him quite a large sum when she died, most of which he's since invested quite wisely, as it happens.
I see.
The fact is, Mr. Simon, we're very concerned about him, his mother and I. It's almost 8 months now since he left home, and we've not heard a word from him.
What were the circumstances of his departure exactly?
Well, he said he was coming down to London. That was on a Friday.
Mm-hmm.
He was to return on the Monday.
But he didn't, eh?
No.
What did he come to London for?
Well, he didn't say. We assume he had ideas of trying to sell some of his work.
Just how close was he to you and his mother?
Oh, well, we thought the world of him, naturally, but it's difficult to put into words. One never quite knows what he was thinking or feeling. Didn't believe in discussing his problems with us or with anyone else for that matter.
Tell me, did his war experiences affect him at all? Apart, of course, from the loss of his leg.
They didn't appear to, no, but the publicity he received certainly did.
Oh? In what way?
Well, for some reason he didn't seem to want to be a hero. He gave the impression that he found the role an embarrassing one.
Embarrassing?
As for all the fuss that was made of him, well, he endured it, but that's about all. At one stage there was talk of erecting a statue in his honor. He wouldn't hear of it. I've never seen him so emphatic about anything. He's an odd boy. I can't tell you what a shock I got when I heard of his bravery. He was the last person I expected to distinguish himself in battle. What I mean is, by nature, he's always been so meek and mild. The thought of him charging 2 German machine gun nests, wiping them out, well, for long enough I simply wouldn't believe it. But there can be no doubting the fact that he did just that. There were 12 witnesses, including Lieutenant Charlton, one of his officers.
It's often at times of great stress, you know, that people reveal their true selves.
Oh, true.
Did he have many friends?
Not really, no. He's always kept pretty much to himself.
Romantic interests?
Oh, the only girl he ever displayed any interest in at all was Judith.
Judith?
Judith Barry. She lived next door to us. Still does, for that matter. They were seeing quite a deal of each other at one time.
Was there ever any talk of marriage between them?
Well, it was more or less assumed that they would marry eventually.
Assumed? By whom?
By both families.
Were they keeping company up until the time of his disappearance?
Off and on, yes. They go to the cinema once or twice a week and occasionally to a dance.
And he gave her no indication at all that he was going away?
No more indication than he gave anyone else. She was quite put out about it, for which I couldn't blame her. I think she rather took it for granted that they'd be married too, although I'm almost certain he never broached the subject with her.
Were they friendly before the war?
They've known each other since they were at school. While he was away, they corresponded quite regularly.
How old is Miss Barry?
25, 26.
And your son?
29.
Did he know anyone in London? Was there anyone in particular he might have contacted?
No one I can think of. Unless...
Yes?
Well, about 3 months before he left, Ron Charlton came to see him.
Ron Charlton?
The officer I spoke of, the one who was with him when he lost his leg.
Oh, yes. What was the purpose of his visit?
Well, he was passing through and stopped by to say hello. I remember him telling James if ever there was anything he could do to help him anyway, not to hesitate to let him know.
I see. You wouldn't know where he could be contacted?
I'm afraid not. Curiously, till now I never really gave him much thought.
I guess I can find out from military headquarters. A lieutenant, did you say he was?
Yes, I believe he was later promoted to captain.
Captain Ron Charlton. Fine. Well, no sense in delaying it. I'll phone them right away. At military headquarters, I spoke to Major Ralph Thomas, who had rendered us invaluable assistance in the past, and who on this occasion was swift to come up with the information we required. Namely, that the former Captain Charlton was residing at an address in Braithwaite Road, Claxton. Accordingly, I instructed Studdy, who later that same afternoon was redirected by Charlton's wife to an office in the city, where he was employed as an accountant.
That's right, Mr. Studdy. We were cut off behind the Jerry lines, 30 of us. I was in command, and as it was, we lost 17 men. But if it hadn't been for Sutherland, we'd have all been wiped out.
Apart from that one incident, what kind of a soldier was he, generally speaking?
That's the astonishing part of it.
Yeah?
Up to that time, I'd always regarded him as the world's worst.
Henry Simon returns to continue this story in just a moment. And here again is Henry Simon.
Despite the fact that our investigation was barely underway, we'd unearthed some surprising information regarding James Rothwell Sutherland, V.C. In his father's words, he was anything but the heroic type, and as described by his former superior, a very poor soldier.
I don't quite get it, sir. Could you maybe elaborate a little?
There are 3 types of soldier, Mr. Studdy. The born soldier, who makes a business of fighting and loves it. The motivated soldier, who fights for something he believes in and makes the best of it. And the unmotivated soldier, who dons a uniform and takes up a gun because circumstances force him to. Sutherland belonged to that group. He was a soldier without incentive, a soldier who was never sure what he was fighting for and who really didn't care.
But he must have cared some to do what he did.
At that crucial moment, something obviously happened to make him care. What that something was, I wouldn't know, and I very much doubt if he does himself. I only know that it saved 12 lives, mine among them.
I understand you paid him a visit at his parents' home some time ago.
I was passing through Coventry on my way to Birmingham. I dropped in to pay my respects.
According to his father, you told him if there was ever anything you could do for him, you'd be only too happy to oblige?
That's right.
You didn't take advantage of the offer?
He hasn't to date, no. As I said, I haven't heard from him.
After taking his leave of Charlton, Studdy went direct to Euston Station, where he boarded a train for Coventry. On his arrival, at a few minutes past 6 that evening, he proceeded to number 57 Argyle Street, the home of Judith Barry, which adjoined that of our client. A neat brick bungalow painted white, with a cement path leading from the gate to the front door. In answer to his ring, the door was opened by a plumpish, middle-aged woman, who ushered him into a tastefully furnished living room, where he was joined a few moments later by the young lady in question, a slim, attractive brunette.
Mother tells me you're here about Jim.
Yes, that's right. There are just a few points I'd like to check with you.
Well, I'm afraid there's very little I can tell you about him. He didn't bother taking me into his confidence. Oh, not that there was any reason why he should have, but... Well, we were quite friendly for some time.
Before leaving, he gave you no indication at all that he wasn't planning to return?
None.
He didn't say why he was going to London?
No.
Did you see him before he went?
I went to the train with him.
Uh-huh. Well, how'd he seem then?
Much the same as always. Quiet, thoughtful. He never had much to say for himself.
Did you have any form of understanding with him?
Understanding?
Regarding the future?
If you mean, were we planning to be married? No, we weren't.
In other words, you enjoyed a purely platonic relationship?
It might have been described as that, yes.
Why?
I beg your pardon.
Well, believe me, Miss Barry, I'm not being personal just for the sake of it. I'm trying to get a picture of what the guy was like, what made him tick, you know?
I don't care for your chances. I tried hard enough myself, but it didn't get me very far. I knew him for years, and yet in so many ways he was a complete stranger to me. Quite impossible to understand.
He wrote to you regularly while he was in the army?
Every few weeks.
Well, to have done that, surely he must have thought of you a good deal.
Oh, he thought of me all right. But that's as far as it went.
You're quite sure he did go to London?
I told you I saw him on the train.
But that's not to say he didn't get off somewhere en route.
Well, no, but why should he?
Why should he disappear, yeah. Well, he could have had some plan in mind, just said he was going to London to throw everybody off the track.
Oh, but that's ridiculous.
No more so than his not coming back.
Well, there's one sure way of finding out.
Yeah?
Mrs. McGraw was in the same carriage. I saw her getting in.
Mrs. McGraw?
The local chemist's wife.
Ah, was she a friend of his?
Not that I know of. For that matter, I'm barely acquainted with her myself. But she must have known him by sight. If he'd left the train before he'd got to London, she'd have seen him. That is, assuming she went as far as London.
You didn't check with her?
Well, it didn't occur to me. Till now, I never really thought about her.
Where can I reach her?
She and her husband live above the shop. It's just a couple of blocks along the street, next to the grocer's. The name's on the window, McGraw's Pharmacy. You can't miss it.
Sorry to bother you so late, Mrs. McGraw, but it's a matter of some urgency.
Oh, yes?
You're acquainted with the Sutherlands, are you?
Well, only to nod to.
Well, I guess you've heard about the son disappearing.
I did hear it left home, yes, but I couldn't tell you the details. I tried to keep myself apart from the neighborhood gossip as much as possible.
Well, in this case, it's a bit more than gossip. But letting that pass for the moment, I understand you took a trip early this year.
Trip?
Yes, to London. That is, you caught the London train.
Oh, yes, I went down to spend a few days with my sister.
In London?
Yes, South Wimbledon.
Well, Jim Sutherland was on the same train, so I believe. Same carriage, in fact?
That's right. He was sitting in front of me.
You didn't speak to him at all?
No.
Did he go all the way, do you recall, or did he get out before you?
I've an idea he did. Yes, at Bantry.
Bantry?
The platform's so low there. I remember the porter had to help him down.
You're quite sure it was Bantry?
Certain. It was the last stop before Sudbury.
Uh-huh. You didn't mention this to anybody?
I didn't see any cause to. There was nothing unusual in it.
Maybe not. Except that he hasn't been seen or heard of since.
After taking his leave of Mrs. McGrath, Studdy returned to 57 Argyle Road, where he again questioned Judith Barry, who expressed considerable surprise when he told her what he'd learned.
Bantry? But why on earth should he get off there?
Well, I was hoping maybe you could tell me.
Have you checked with his parents?
Not yet. I thought I'd try you first.
Well, I'm sorry. Apart from the fact that he spent a few months at a training camp there,
Training camp?
when he was first in the army. It was where they taught him to be a soldier.
Studdy was further enlightened by our client, Frank Sutherland, who informed him that whilst training at Bantry, his son had befriended a certain Kathleen Abbott, in whose company he had spent many of his leisure hours. Mrs. Abbott, it transpired, had been a voluntary worker at the barracks canteen, and, together with her husband, had kept open house for quite a number of the Bantry trainees, Jim Sutherland included. He had mentioned her several times in his letters home, but to his parents' knowledge, after leaving Bantry, had had no further contact with her. Accordingly, Studdy set out to locate Kathleen Abbott, whom he had very little trouble in tracing to her home in Jersey Street, Bantry, not very far from the site of the old barracks, which had since been pulled down and replaced by a motor factory. An elderly, white-haired woman, she greeted the agent cordially, pressing him to join her in a cup of tea.
I do hope it's strong enough for you, Mr. Studdy.
Oh, it's just fine, thanks, ma'am. But, reverting to the matter in question, has Sutherland been in touch with you at all during the past 8 months?
You say his parents are anxious about him?
Very.
You should have written to them. He promised me he would.
Then he has been here.
Jimmy and I are old friends, Mr. Studdy. When he was stationed at Bantry during the early part of the war, we had many long chats. He was unhappy in the army, and I did what I could to cheer him up, to help him adjust himself, you might say. Then he was moved to another camp. For a while he wrote to me, but as time went on, we gradually lost touch. I didn't see or hear from him again till one morning last January. There was a ring at the door. I opened it, and there he was.
Go on.
The rest of the story's for him to tell.
Oh, fair enough, but where is he?
Right behind you, Mr. Studdy.
What?
Allow me to introduce myself. James Rothwell Sutherland, B.C.
Studdy blinked in bewilderment at the intruder. There could be no mistaking him from his photographs. The face with the deep-set eyes, the V-shaped scar on his left cheek. As he settled himself in the chair facing the agent, Mrs. Abbott rose, and excusing herself on the pretext that she had some work to do in the kitchen, left the room.
A wonderful woman, Mr. Studdy. I doubt if there'd be another person in the world who understands me a tenth as well as she does. Certainly not my parents or Judith Barry. They don't understand me at all. They never did.
Is that why you cleared out?
I cleared out because I was in a rut. My life had become a meaningless existence. Not that it was the fault of theirs. They did everything in their power to snap me out of it, to pull me together. Unfortunately, all they succeeded in doing was to make me totally dependent on them. Or almost. It's difficult to put into words. I just felt I had to get away from them for a while, find someone who could steer me back on a course.
So you settled for Mrs. Abbott, huh?
I had no intention of coming here to stay originally. I merely wanted to ask her advice, talk things over with her. And then, when the time came for me to leave, she suggested I stay on for a few days. That was over 7 months ago, and I'm still here.
It didn't occur to you to contact your parents or Miss Barry to let them know where you were?
I settled down to write to them a dozen times, but somehow I could never find the right words to say. The truth of it is, I'm a misfit. I don't belong to their world or any other. In everything I've tried to do, I've been a failure. As a poet, a composer, even as a soldier.
That's not the way I heard it. I wouldn't know how you write as a poet or composer, but as a soldier, you're practically a living legend.
I'll let you in on a little secret, Mr. Studdy. You might find it amusing.
I'm all ears.
I joined the army because there was a war on. and I had no alternative. I hated it. I hated everything about it. I had no heart for fighting, no will. And then, one day, I woke up in hospital and discovered I was a hero. Or rather, that I was being treated as one. In truth, I was anything but.
The records say you were. And so do the 12 men whose lives you saved.
No, they're quite wrong. I was hit on the leg. I crawled under a truck for cover, and that's all I remember. The next thing, I was in hospital, minus a leg.
You've got no recollection of what you did?
Not the slightest.
Well, you sure did it, that's for sure.
So I've heard. My one success. Funny thing.
What's funny?
Just that. I've never been able to make the grade at what I've wanted to do. All I've been able to do is be a hero.
Henry Simon returns to conclude this story in just a moment. And here again is Henry Simon.
I very much doubt if Kathleen Abbott or anyone else really understood James Rothwell Sutherland. He was a born enigma, unfathomable even to himself. He had a good home, devoted parents, and the love of a fine young woman. All a man could wish for, in fact. Yet he strove for the unattainable, for something, he knew not what, that lay beyond his grasp. In his own eyes he was a failure, but to the world he was a hero, a man among men, and a hero he'll remain, for just as long as the story of his valor is told. And now, as always, this is Henry Simon inviting you to meet me here again, and for the present, bidding you au revoir. This is Henry Simon, bringing you another story from my files here at the Missing Persons Bureau.
In these stories of the Missing Persons Bureau, dramatized for Henry Simon by Ross Napier, names and addresses have, for obvious reasons, been changed. In one moment, the search for Rita Plowman, address unknown. And here again is Henry Simon.
She was young and pretty, with wavy auburn hair and large brown eyes. She wore a pink summer frock and was carrying a handbag, which she fingered nervously as she sat with it on her lap facing me across the desk. Her name was Carol Bolton. She was 21 years of age, and she worked as a stenographer in a city office.
I don't quite know where to start, Mr. Simon. I'm not very good at this sort of thing.
Very few people are, Miss Bolton, but I can assure you there's not the slightest need to be nervous. You'll find me a very good listener, and not an unsympathetic one, whatever your problem or problems may be.
Well, I must say you don't look like a detective.
Nor, indeed, do I regard myself as one. No, I'm what you might call the controller of an organization which specializes in the tracing of missing persons. True, a certain amount of detection is involved in my work, but not detection in the strict sense of the word. However, of course, that's just by the way. Now, to begin with, suppose you tell me just why it is that you're here.
Well, it's my mother.
Oh?
My real mother, that is. I want her found.
Your real mother?
I was an adopted baby.
Oh, yes?
When I was 3 months old, I was found by my foster parents on the front veranda of their home. I'd been left there, presumably, by my mother.
On the front veranda?
In a basket. Just like those abandoned babies you read about.
And the identity of your mother was never ascertained?
No.
Your foster parents have no clue at all as to who she might have been?
None at all. Oh, there was some kind of police inquiry, of course, but it didn't come to anything. They're as much in the dark now as they ever were.
I see.
One thing's sure, though.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever she was, she couldn't have chosen two better or kinder people to leave me with. They've been so wonderful to me, I couldn't ever hope to make it up to them. Not in 1,000 years.
They have no children of their own?
No, they weren't able to have any. That's why they adopted me. Although I think they would have done anyway. They're like that.
When did you learn about your origin?
When I was still quite young, about 6 or 7.
They told you?
Yes. They decided it was better that I should know. I'd have had to find out sooner or later.
Yes, quite.
This way I've grown up with the knowledge. It doesn't make any difference to my feelings for them. I couldn't love them more than I do.
Do they know that you've come here?
No, they don't.
Or that you're so keen to have your mother traced?
No.
Don't you think they have the right to be told?
Oh, they have every right. But I'd rather they weren't. Not just yet a while.
Why?
Because, well, I don't want to worry them.
Do you feel it's a wise thing trying to contact your mother under the circumstances?
For my own peace of mind, yes, I do.
You harbor no grudge, then, against her for what she did?
She must have had her reasons.
What prompted you to make this decision, exactly?
A few weeks ago, I turned 21.
Yes?
She wrote to me, Mr. Simon.
Your mother?
Yes. Oh, it was only a brief note, but... Well, when I read it, I knew I had to see her.
Do you still have this letter?
Yes, it's here in my bag. There's nothing much to it. She just wishes me luck and sends me her love.
You don't mind if I read it?
Please do.
You haven't heard from her since receiving this?
No.
Did you show it to your foster parents?
No, I thought it better not to.
I see. Has the possibility it might be a hoax of some kind occurred to you?
Well, it would have, but for one thing.
Yes?
The handwriting.
What about it?
Well, I should have mentioned that when my foster parents found me, there was a note pinned to my shawl, giving the date of my birth and asking them to take good care of me. They kept it, and when I was old enough, they gave it to me. I still have it.
And the writing's identical?
Oh, that you can judge for yourself. Here.
Yes, it would certainly appear to be the same.
There might be a few slight differences, but I think you'll agree the similarity's a little much for coincidence.
Yes, I'll keep these for the time being, if I may.
Of course.
Now, you're still living with your foster parents, are you?
Oh, yes.
In their original house?
Yes. They've lived there for most of their married life, going on 30 years. Do you think there's any chance of tracing her, Mr. Simon? Any chance at all?
There's always a chance, Miss Bolton, although I must confess that I'm not over-optimistic.
But you will try?
If you're quite certain it's what you want.
I am, quite sure.
Very well, then. If you'll be so good as to jot down a few routine particulars in this form, I'll have a man commence preliminary inquiries right away. It was anything but the brand of assignment I relished, especially as it involved a number of potential complications. But Carol Bolton impressed me as being a most sincere young woman, level-headed and determined, who knew her own mind and had not acted without considerable forethought. Accordingly, following her departure, I sent for Agent Bob Hunter.
Dearest Carol, no doubt this will come as a shock to you, but I would like you to know on this, your 21st birthday, that you're uppermost in my thoughts, as you always have been and always will be. May God watch over you, my darling. Best wishes, oh, my loved mother.
Well, what do you make of it?
Well, quite obviously it's genuine. Not only the handwriting tallies, but the phrasing as well. No, I don't think there can be any doubt both notes were written by the same woman.
And a woman of some education at that.
Yeah, unquestionably.
Odd she should so suddenly emerge from a shell after so long.
Oh, I don't know. Guess she just stored it up till the temptation got too much for her.
It's unfortunate she didn't think to add her address.
Yeah.
Postmark doesn't tell us much.
Let's look. London, West 1, 1:45 p.m., July 2nd. Daughter's birthday was on the 3rd, huh?
That's right.
Well, at least it's an indication she lives in or near London.
Also, perhaps, that she happens to have a job somewhere on the West End.
A job? How do you figure that?
Well, the West 1 tells us it went through a West End post office,
Mm-hmm.
and the 1:45 it was posted sometime around noon, which, of course, would coincide with the lunch hour period.
Oh, maybe so.
I'm guessing, I admit, but of course it's a possibility, isn't it?
Oh, Chief, she could just as easily been in town shopping or some such thing.
Perhaps.
Or is there something I'm missing?
Look at the top edge of the paper.
I might have known it. What about it?
Well, it's uneven, as though a section of it had been cut off. With scissors, I should say.
So?
Well, if you were writing a private letter on business paper, especially a letter you didn't want traced back to you, you'd first remove the letterhead, right?
Yeah, but I still
That's exactly what's been done here, which, of course, provides us immediately with a perfect line of investigation.
Well, how come?
Well, most firms or hotels, what have you, have paper of varying quality cut to their own specifications.
Yeah?
Now, there's just a chance that distributors of this particular line might be able to pinpoint the firms who use it.
Yeah, could be.
Look, if you hold it up to the light, you'll see a watermark.
You've been cheating, Chief. Yeah, it looks like a lion's head.
That should simplify our initial task. You can contact the various distributors, make inquiries.
Uh-huh.
Meanwhile, I'll check with the police, see what their records can tell us. Yes?
Bow Street Police Station calling Mr. Simon. Inspector Reams.
Oh, thank you, Pauline. Put him through, will you?
Yes, sir. Go ahead, please.
Hello, Mr. Simon?
Yes, Inspector?
Oh, I have the information for you regarding Carol Bolton.
Oh, yes.
No trace was ever unearthed of the mother. It seems she just dumped the child and went into smoke. Every effort was made to locate her, but well, it was no go. Finally, the case was shelved.
There was no clue as to her identity?
Afraid not. I can tell you only that she was a strawberry blonde, or at least it was assumed she was.
Oh? Why was that?
Apparently, several strands of her hair were found on the baby's clothing. Sorry I can't be a little more helpful, but, well, that's as far as we got.
Yeah.
Mr. Prince of the Delta Paper Company on the line, Mr. Hunter.
Oh, fine. Put him on, will you, please?
There you are.
Hello?
Mr. Hunter,
Yeah, speaking.
you were inquiring earlier about a particular line of paper?
Oh, yeah. I spoke to your secretary. I understand you're the distributors.
That's correct.
Well, none of the stationers seem to stock it.
No, we cater for business firms only.
You supply direct?
On order, yes.
I wonder, do you have a list of the firms who use it?
I could have one made out for you if you wish.
Oh, that'll be swell. I'll be right over. Well, there it is, Chief. 8 different firms, all of them pretty big, all of them using this type of paper for the bulk of their correspondence. I checked with the various staff managers, and the total number of female employees involved, 723.
You didn't go into their statistics.
No, I just wanted an idea how big the job was going to be.
Well, we should be able to rule out a good 80% of them without too much trouble. The lady in question would surely be at least 38 years of age, and probably over 40.
We ought to be on the safe side, let's say between 35 and 60.
That's a fairly wide range.
Well, it pays to be comprehensive.
True.
Okay. What else we know about her?
Strawberry blonde hair, perhaps?
Oh, wait, Chief, that was 21 years ago. Could be Snow White by this.
No, hardly. I'd say the chances are to still retain some traces of its original colouring, unless, of course, she's dyed it.
Which is always a possibility.
All these firms have their offices in the West End, by the way?
Well, 5 of them do. The other 3 are in the city.
Well, I think perhaps we might concentrate on the former group first, eh?
Yeah. Say, sure is going to be some party, eh? 700-odd women and little old me.
Henry Simon returns to continue this story in just a moment. And here again is Henry Simon.
Although we were by no means certain of our ground, we had made definite progress. Obtaining specimen samples of letterheads from each of the 8 firms which were involved, Hunter further narrowed down the field by measuring them against the original. In 4 cases, by cutting off the letterhead, we were able to discover that the paper was too short. And of the remaining 4, 3 had offices in the West End. 2 of these, between them, employed 243 women, the third 27, and the city office only 14. Thus, the total number of possibilities was reduced from 723 to 284. Next, we dealt with the various age groups.
Yeah, well, I got the facts and figures all here, Chief.
Yes?
We'll take F.C. Higgins first.
Yes, they seem to be the biggest, don't they?
Now, of 152 females employed there, 129 are under 35.
Leaving 23 eligibles.
Yeah. At Westcott Brothers, there are 14 out of 91.
37.
Yeah, there's another 6 from Bailey and Gilmore. What's the other one? Oh, yeah. There's 4 from John Payne and Son.
Giving us a total of 47 in all. Now, what about the over 60s?
Well, there was only 5 in the whole bunch, all of them occupying executive posts.
42? Oh, we're certainly whittling them down, aren't we?
Well, unfortunately, that's where we stop. For the moment, anyway. You know what I'd like to do now, if I could, is to get all 42 to give us a specimen of their handwriting.
You know, I rather doubt if their employers will cooperate to that extent. No, I think you'd be better advised to check on their backgrounds.
Huh?
Find out who they are, where they come from, and so on. You ought to be able to account for the majority of them. Also, you might look them over discreetly, eh? See how many strawberry blondes you can come up with. Obtaining the names and addresses of the women concerned, Hunter checked on them all individually, taking care not to bring the inquiry out into the open, and yet sparing no effort whatever to uncover the facts. In the week that followed, by a process of trial and error, he succeeded in eliminating no less than 34 of the remaining 42.
Yeah, this lot have all been married for 25 years or more, living in comfortable circumstances. They can be ruled out straight away.
You checked on them all thoroughly?
Uh-huh. All definitely accounted for. 16 of them.
Well, that brings us down then to 26.
Yeah, well, now there are 4 Canadian women and 2 South Africans, none of whom have been in the country more than 5 years.
20.
Yeah, well, now 8 others have been holding the present jobs for upwards of 25 years. They've all been accounted for.
12.
3 more have spent most of their lives in other countries. There's one in Egypt. What was the other one? India. That's right.
India?
Yeah, and one in Turkey. Oh, and there's a French woman in Hagen. She's out, too.
And that means there's 8 still to go.
And they're the leftovers. So far, I haven't been able to get much on them.
What are their ages?
Well, let's see. 43, 51, 2 at 47, 39, 35, and 2 36s.
Well, I'd say you'd be reasonably safe in eliminating the 35 and the 36s.
Yeah.
21 years ago, of course, they'd only been 14 and 15 respectively.
Still, there's plenty of kids that age giving birth to babies.
Perhaps. It's unlikely they'd have managed it undetected by the authorities, though.
No.
No, Hunter, the woman we're after, whoever she might be, had a certain presence of mind when she left that child on the Bolton's veranda. The note she pinned to the baby's shawl bears that out. It certainly wasn't written by any 14-year-old, you know.
No, I guess not, no.
So, in that case, we're left with 5. Now then, are any of them married?
2. There's one for 6 years and one for 11.
And the other 3?
1 widow, 2 spinsters. The widow lost her husband in the war. She'd been married 6 months.
Well, I take it you haven't questioned them yet at all?
Well, to date, I haven't even set eyes on them, with the exception of the widow. She was pointed out to me. She's 43, plumpish, jet black hair. Certainly anything but a strawberry blonde.
Is the black hair natural?
Well, it appears to be.
Well, you'd best have a look at some of the others. Now, I'd say it might be an idea to visit them privately at their homes. In that way, you see, you don't have to bring their employers into it.
Well, should I ask them for specimens of their handwriting?
I wouldn't make a point of it, except as a last resort. It'd be on a par with asking for their fingerprints. People are naturally shy of that kind of thing, you know, whether they have reason to be or not. No, what you could do is to show that letter to the employers. See if they can identify the writing.
I already did.
Oh? No luck?
No. Oh, not that I expected much. I mean, most women in offices do all the writing on typewriters. Don't have any cause to write by hand. Still, there was no... Wait a minute. I got a brainwave.
Oh? Well?
I amaze myself at times. Just suddenly snap.
It amazed me, too.
Well, listen. Say I go to him privately, like you suggest, but instead of going as an inquiry agent, now that puts him on a guard straight away.
Yeah, of course.
Now I go as, what? Delivery man with a package.
Delivery man?
Yeah. Have him sign for it.
Yeah, but a package of what?
Oh, Chief, don't be difficult. Anything. Who cares? I'll have it so well tied up, but by the time they get it open, I'll either be well clear of the place or I'll have identified the writing.
Well, writing in a signature might not be any too easy to identify.
You're getting very difficult. All right, I'll take it to an expert. Oh, Chief, come on, what do you say?
Well, you're in charge of the case, Hunter. You do as you see fit. But, you know, I'd watch my step if I were you.
Why?
Well, masquerading as a delivery man's all very well, but it could prove a trifle embarrassing if you happen to be caught out.
Me caught out? Not to worry, Chief. I'm an actor from way back. Butlers, delivery men, I can play standing on my head.
That very same evening, soon after 6 o'clock, Hunter made his way to an address in Hampton Road, Kingston, where the first name on his list of suspects resided. a Miss Angela Bradbury, spinster, aged 51.
Yes?
Miss Angela Bradbury?
Yes?
A package for you, ma'am. Special delivery.
Oh, but there must be some mistake. I'm not
If
expecting...
you just sign here, please.
But who's it from?
Well, I wouldn't know, ma'am. I was just told to deliver it. Now, if you don't mind, I'm in a kind of hurry. Would you write your full name, please?
Very well, then.
Thank you, ma'am. Much obliged. Good evening.
Good evening.
Mrs. Audrey Woodhouse?
Yes?
A package for you, ma'am. Would you please sign here?
Oh, dear, I wonder who it's from.
Your full name, if you don't mind.
There.
Many thanks, ma'am. Good evening. Miss Rhonda Forbes?
I'm Miss Forbes, yes.
Well, I have a package for you if you'll just sign here.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Good evening.
The fourth and last name on Hunter's list, Mrs. Ursula Donaldson, wasn't home, so the agent was forced to call it today. At 8 o'clock the following morning, however, he returned, delivered his package, obtained his signature, and then proceeded back to the office, where he was waiting to greet me on my arrival a little after 9.
Take a good look, Chief. 4 signatures all clearly written.
Angela Bradbury, Audrey Wood something?
It's House.
Uh-huh. Rhonda Forbes, Ursula Donaldson.
That's a lot.
I don't see the faintest similarity in any of them to the handwriting in this letter.
No more do I, and that's the tragedy of it. Looks like I've pulled 4 blanks.
Any strawberry blondes amongst them?
The closest was a light brown.
Ah.
You know, Chief, I get a horrible feeling that we might have been barking up the wrong tree all this time.
Wasn't there a fifth name?
No, it was only the widow with the black hair. They all but ruled her out.
We'd better rule her in again, because she's our very last hope. In view of the fact that we were very anxious to get the matter settled one way or the other as soon as possible, Bob paid a visit to the Haymarket offices of Westcott Brothers that very same morning. There he sought out the last of his original 723 possibilities, Mrs. Rita Plowman, a widow aged 43. Pleasant-faced, she wore her ebony hair in a bun tied at the back of her head, greeting Hunter with a smile as she faced him across the reception desk of the general office.
You wanted to see me?
That's right, ma'am. Hunter's the name, Missing Persons Bureau.
Missing person?
Is there anywhere we can talk privately?
Why, yes. Mr. Baxter's not in this morning. We can use his office. Will you come this way?
Following behind Mrs. Plowman, Hunter had a very good opportunity to examine her hair at close range. Was it just a little too black to be natural, or was it wishful imagining on his part? Had he in fact at last caught up with his quarry, or was he back where he'd started?
Well, now, what can I do for you?
Mrs. Plowman, I'm going to ask you a very personal question. And please try not to take offense.
Yes?
Is your hair dyed or natural?
Good heavens, is that all? I thought you were going to ask me something dreadful. Yes, it's dyed. Why?
Well, what was its original color?
It didn't suit me very well. That's why I decided to change it. It was what they call strawberry blonde.
In that instant, Hunter knew that his search was at an end, and almost simultaneously, Rita Plowman seemed to sense the reason for his visit. For quite calmly, after a pause of some seconds, she spoke, steadily holding the agent's gaze.
I knew I shouldn't have sent that letter the moment I dropped it in the box, but then it was too late. There was no retrieving it. That is why you're here, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
Did my daughter send you?
Well, she engaged us to trace you, yeah.
Why? To tell me what she thinks of me? She doesn't really need to bother. I think I can guess.
Look, it's none of my business, of course, but,
You want to know how I came to leave her in the first place?
Well, I am kind of curious.
It's an old story. Quite a simple one. I was 22 and unmarried.
Uh-huh.
I had no money. I had to get a job. But while I had a tiny baby to look after, it was out of the question. There was no one to turn to, no one I could ask for help.
so I did the only thing I could do. I didn't know the Boltons, but I knew of them.
Oh.
They were quite well off, respected people. They had no children of their own. They seemed to be the ideal choice, so I...
How was it you managed to avoid detection by the authorities?
Oh, it wasn't so difficult. Originally, I came from Nottingham. No one knew me in London.
The baby was born in London?
No, in Edinburgh, at a small nursing home for unwed mothers.
Uh-huh.
No one knew me there either. When we arrived in London, Carol was 6 weeks old. I had enough money to rent a room for a while, and in that time I scouted around to find a suitable home for her, which I eventually did. I think you'll agree I made an excellent choice.
Well, there's no doubt about that.
Some years later, after I got married, I thought of coming forward to reclaim her. But if I had done, I'd have only caused unhappiness all round. So I decided against it.
Your husband was killed in the war, I understand.
Yes. We only had a few weeks together before he was sent overseas.
Reverting to the letter you wrote.
Oh, it was very wrong of me, I know, but it was her 21st birthday, and... Is she very bitter, Mr. Hunter?
Well, that's something you'd have to judge for yourself.
I doubt if I can rake up the courage to face her.
Well, you just take my advice and work at it. You might be in for a pleasant surprise.
Henry Simon returns to conclude this story in just a moment. And here again is Henry Simon.
When Rita Plowman returned home that afternoon, she found her daughter waiting to greet her. Hunter was not present at their meeting, so I'm unable to recount what took place. All I know for certain is that mother and daughter have since become very close. Most of the credit for this, I feel, is due to Bob Hunter, but for whom the identity of the strawberry blonde would still be unknown. And now, as always, this is Henry Simon inviting you to meet me here again, and for the present bidding you au revoir.